What's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and this time I'm talking about what makes people so comfortable these days. What do you have going on? What is it that you have coming in that just sustains you and just keeps you, balanced out, keeps your head above water? And I just had some questions I wanted to go over just to see, where everybody's at. Why do you feel so good in your current space? Maybe you don't. What makes you feel so relaxed in terms of your daily, what you do on a Sunday through Saturday, each week, every month, throughout the year, especially as, we're now in December. So last month of the year, and 2024 is about to come to a close. What makes you feel so comfortable in these days? What makes you feel like your confidence is there? What makes you feel like you're safe, you have a safety net? And so I want to start out with my first question. Is it because you have money coming in? Whether you work for yourself, self-employed, or you work for someone else. Because money can definitely balance out a lot of things. It's a resource, an equalizer. It's the money that keeps people so comfortable. Being able to pay the bills, go on vacation, things like that. Keep the lights on, get food. Is it money that kind of makes you so secure and so comfortable these days? Or is it only money? Is it money and things in addition to that? So that's just something I want to point out. And that's fine if it is. But, talk about job security. They do layoffs, or you self-employed, and then the people being laid off affect you because now your business is suffering. Maybe you barber, you do nails, you do landscaping, and now your customers are scaling back because they've been laid off by who they work for. You work for you, but again, it's an ecosystem, and so now their money is affecting, their lack of money is affecting your money, and there's lack of money on both ends, whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else. And then so now you go back to another question: how comfortable can you truly be if it's only money that makes you comfortable? So it's just something to think about in terms of what makes you so comfortable these days. I'm going to the next one. Relating back to money, is it because you can pay your bills? You need the money to come in and pay the bills. You can pay your internet, your cable, your cell phone, your rent or your mortgage, your car note, tuition if you have children, your health care, groceries, just all the bills that you may have, streaming services. You have Netflix, you got Amazon Prime, or whatever the case may be, Hulu. You being able to pay all of these bills, does that make you comfortable? Does that keep you in a safe space where you feel, hey, I can pay all bills that are coming in, so I know nothing's going to be turned off? Does that give you the peace of mind? Does that keep you somewhere in the space of head above water because you can pay all of your bills? I can definitely understand that, if that keeps people very comfortable these days. Being able to get the bills paid on time. I've heard of people say they are happy even though they don't wish they had more money left over after paying all of their bills, but it helps to know that they're all paid, then just wait to the next paycheck to do whatever. But yeah, bills, I can see that can definitely be something that relieves a lot of stress and keeps you comfortable because you've been able to pay them. And so maybe that's what keeps you so comfortable these days. We go to the next one. Is it because you can afford to take a vacation? You can hop on a plane, Fly out of state, fly out of the country, enjoy yourself for a week, go on a cruise. Is the fact that you know that in the back of your head that you can afford a vacation, does that keep you comfortable? Being able to have the finances for that. I want to go on vacation, I want to get away, I want to party, so let me go ahead and book this flight. Does that make you feel so comfortable these days? Just people in general. And then again, everything is getting tied back to the finances, to money, because everything I've mentioned so far, has to do with the cash. And so I just want people to be very careful in terms of what does make you so comfortable, and just understanding that money, is a tool, it's a resource. And then it all depends on how you use it in terms of the direction that your life goes in. So, those that can get away for a little while, whether it be just for a weekend, 3 days, or a whole week, 2 weeks, is the fact that that you can afford to take a vacation making you so comfortable these days, feel comfortable. Now let's go to the next one. Is it because you can afford to enjoy a sports game? You can go to the NFL game or the NBA game, WNBA, Major League Baseball, hockey, pay for the parking, pay for the price of the ticket, pay for the food at the concession stand, and then just do that a few times out of the month. You can afford to get out just locally in your city where you live and go to the stadium and cheer on your favorite sports team. Does that make you feel comfortable these days, knowing you can afford to do that? If you're a big sports fan and you really want to show your team spirit, wear the team colors, and knowing you can do that with no issue, maybe you're a season ticket holder for whatever sport it is, does that make people feel so comfortable these days? Whatever it is that can relax you and you can get out and do and have the money to do it is what I'm getting at here in terms of what makes people feel so comfortable these days. And going out and enjoying a good sports game. And then with all of the sports betting that's legal now, being able to make some money off of the game. So, you look at it from different points of view. So on to the next question. Is it because you can afford to buy a new vehicle? SUV, car, truck, whatever the case may be. Range Rover, Mercedes, Lexus, Ford pickup truck, whatever the vehicle is you want, motorcycle. Is because you can go and finance that or pay cash for it and not have a monthly bill at all, and your credit is good, and you can get a low interest rate hopefully on the vehicle, or the interest rate won't matter if you got enough just to pay it off from the start. But if people who are out there are in a position to get a new vehicle, does that make you feel comfortable these days, that you have the money to do that you don't have to sit around and just put money into maybe an older vehicle that you say is maybe on its last legs and is still getting you from A to B, that you would like something newer, you want the vehicle that you want, you're not satisfied with the vehicle you have now? Could that be those people that are in those situations, but they're able to actually go out and afford a new vehicle? Does that give people peace of mind and make them feel so comfortable these days? And again, everything that I'm listing that makes people feel comfortable these days all goes back into, it's time back into just materialism, material things, nice to have. But again, I'm offering a warning to when only things that are material can make you feel comfortable, make you feel relaxed, including the vehicle. So I'm gonna go to the next one. What keeps you in your safe zone? Now, this can be something that's a little bit, not necessarily something that you can reach out and touch, something that's physical and tangible, but it could just be your mental health. So this question is a little bit different in terms of, not just me pointing out what you can use your money on to make you feel comfortable in these current times. What's keeping you in your safe zone? And you could say, okay, some people could probably tie it back to materialism and say, hey, the bills are paid, lights is on, that keeps me in my safe zone. I got a roof over my head, I'm not out in the cold. When it's hot, I can do air conditioning. Maybe again, those same material things will keep you back into your safe zone. Or does your safe zone go deeper than that with your mental health and knowing that, friends and family are all right? Is that what keeps you in your safe zone? Knowing that everyone is keeping their head above water, you pray for who you pray for, and you hope that everybody stays stable and doesn't, have any issues. Does that keep you in your safe zone? Or maybe it goes back to more of the materialism and just knowing that you have access to different things, and that keeps you safe in the back of your mind. I don't know. What is your safe zone? What keeps you in your safe zone? Going to the next question. Does the safe zone stop the change that needs to happen in this world from starting? Now, I'm going a little bit deeper with it. If you look at things around your community, the neighborhood, the world, and where people may wish people should get more involved, are they too comfortable in that safe zone? Laws that may need to be changed, certain politicians that need to be voted out, and people who just may not necessarily either get politically active or just still vote for the same old. Just a lot of things, the changes you might want to see in your local area. Does that safe zone just keep people kind of turning a blind eye to it, knowing it needs to be fixed, improved, get better, but everybody's still so comfortable. Things haven't begun to change yet because the people are able to access, all the things that make them feel good. In the hotels, they call them amenities. So you got access to this, access to that. And so the change that needs to happen gets put on the back burner and gets delayed because everyone's still so in a nice spot, to put it that way. Let me go to the next question. Kind of similar, are people too comfortable right now in the world to make it better? People just kind of sitting on their hands, twiddling their thumbs, as they say, watching, the destruction. But since it's not necessarily affecting you, directly affecting you, it's not stopping you from the vacation or getting the vehicle, going to check out sports, get clothes and shoes, jewelry, go to the movie theater, buy a new TV. Since it's not necessarily stopping all of that, does that stop progress from being made in the world when you got so many other have-nots that are out here less fortunate, especially in other countries? And then you take the United States to be specific, and how comfortable people are, how comfortable people may be in Canada, in other countries, in Europe, in Japan, where the economies may be a little better. And if the people are there and able just to enjoy, does that make it tough to turn things around, to see the change that the world needs? I think the world will get that change, but things get pushed off, pushed back, delayed, when the general public still is too, in a safe bubble where you're still coming out and you're making plans for the weekend, people making plans for Christmas. They finished Thanksgiving, but everything's been set in motion with the holidays, people making the next plans. I just saw how Black Friday made $5 billion for people who have their own Shopify stores. So people are out here spending. The movie box office, I see with Gladiator 2 and The Rock's new movie, Wicked, they brought in $421 million just in the Thanksgiving weekend, the 29th through the 1st, November 29th through December 1st. So people are out here spending money. And so obviously, there's some sort of place where they're comfortable in doing so. No one's worried about inflation, it seems, just from these sales here. And so the fact that people priorities is going out and spending money, then the rest of the world that needs the change to be made, that gets put off because other people are kind of not looking in that direction. They're good where they're at. We can go out, spend, take those things back home, and not really have to worry about the other troubles of the world, even though the change does need to happen. But those things get delayed when people are comfortable with things as they are. So now I'm gonna go to the next question. Do people have to be squeezed for these changes to happen? Do things have to be lost? Does something horrific have to happen? Where is that paradigm shift coming at, where people are just not able to function the way they want to, where they're pinching pennies and looking over their shoulder? What laws have to come down, what has to be taken away, what taxes have to come that squeezes people, even if it's something that threatens people's health. What is it that has to come that squeezes the general public enough to where now, okay, we really have to address what's going on planet Earth? We can't just be so all into, okay, when is the next vacation, Christmas gifts, things like that. No, what has to give in order for, the public to actually give a care? Because right now, like I said, with people being so comfortable, the changes that need to be made, they come in later instead of sooner, because people aren't necessarily, focused on those things. Things are good where they at in their space, and so the suffering still continues as the masses and just continue to buy what they want and get up, go to the job, whether they like that or not, but take that money as their resource just so they can continue to be comfortable. And as where we're at now, when this is what you have, then yeah, you still continue to see a lot of violence and crime from the have-nots, especially as the gap between rich and poor gets even wider, and the middle class begins to be all but non-existent. So these are just other things to look into, and then just to keep in mind as 2024 comes to an end, and just what's taking place. So I'm almost done with my list here. The next one, I said, do more jobs have to be lost? More layoffs. I made a video about that. That's always unfortunate. But will that wake more people up? with them losing these jobs that they're using to go on vacation and get vehicles, etc. You never want to see people get laid off, what these companies do. What does that need to happen to make people not be so comfortable and really want to make a change? Well, now you have to really look and see where every dollar is going. People should be doing that now, but some may not necessarily focus on that just because they know they have something coming at least every 2 weeks. Some people get paid every week. Like I said, I've been in both situations. So, you get paid every 2 weeks and get paid every week. So now finally, my last question about what makes people so comfortable these days. What must happen for people to unite and make changes to laws and conditions in the world, their neighborhoods, their community? It starts right there in your local community first. What must happen? Like, I went through things that make people feel comfortable. Then I threw out some things about job loss, which affects money, things that may affect health, that really will make people start to pay attention. How do we get out of this so comfortable stage to where now, a fire has been lit up under us and we can try to start making some changes? What has to happen next? What's going to really push the public? And is it a generational thing? Is it going to come from Generation Z, the Gen Zers? I'm a millennial. Or does it come with Generation Alpha, which comes after the Gen Zers? They're too small right now. They're not even teenagers. But, where does it, some generations may have to be the sacrifice. I heard a guy say that. And this is the generation that goes through all of this, possibly has to deal with the crash out until it gets better. So are we still just waiting on that one generation? Are they already born with Generation Alpha, but they just not old enough, to be able to come into their own and participate in, the economy? I'll just say that for right now, and, how they're going to proceed once they become adults. Generation Z, they're adults now already. The oldest of them are 26 as of this year. I think they started in 1998. And then the youngest of my generation, the millennial, turned 27 this year, born in 1997. And so Gen Z has definitely gotten their feet wet in terms of working and making money and seeing how things operate in the United States and around the world. But it may, come from the youth, Generation A, Generation Alpha, in terms of making these things get better, the change that needs to happen, like I said in this final question, with the world. And I'm going to say it one more time. What must happen for people to unite on planet Earth and make changes to laws and different conditions that keep things the way they are, whether it be with wars, homelessness, all of that. So this video is just something to think about as the holidays continue and what's going on, and not to get so comfortable and caught up in your own self. Just wanted to put that on people's mind, and want people to be aware of that and be conscious of what's going on out here. Not that people haven't already been exposed to it, but let's do a little bit more to spread the word. So that's why I want to come with this particular video about what makes people so comfortable these days. So like, share, and subscribe as usual. What do you think? Put that down in the comments about what do you think, what makes you comfortable, and what has to change with people so we can get the world changed around. I know it's been asked many times before, but time is always changing so much. It does so much. And get this video out here, get it out to other people. I love to hear people's comments on why they're so comfortable right now and what needs to happen for the world to change, even just locally where you are, what city you're in. Also subscribe to the channel, Facts or Feelings, all one word, no spaces. You type that in the YouTube search, Facts or Feelings, no spaces, and my channel comes right up. And again, I'll be back with another one, and let's see how much awareness we can raise as these holidays continue and we close out the year 2024. I'm out.